Hi sir, my name is Lim Wei Teng. So today me and my group members, which is Tan Ming Lim Wei Shen and Xia Ming Tao will be presenting the group assignment, which is Critical Analysis of Media Freedom Law. So I will be talk about the introduction. Media is the way of communication of different platforms. The Malaysian media includes radio, magazine, newspaper and the internet. The very concept of media freedom was introduced in 17th and 18th century by United States and has spread to different countries such as Malaysia. Malaysia has a population of 25 million and a land area of 33,000 kilometers. The Malaysian media has a popular history of controlling the media as the Malaysian government and agencies control all the information that's roaming in the mass media. So the most popular example could be Printing Press Act of 1984 and the Broadcasting Act of 1987. They restrict the discussion of politics in the news for any platform that seem to be harm the government, and its reputation are never allowed to be published. So now I will be talking about the 5 laws restricting Malaysian media freedom. The first law will be the Printing Press and Publication Act 1984. As per the Printing Press and Publication Act 1984 PPPA, it was actually based on the Printing Press Ordinance 1948 that was at the time used during the emergency periods, which was caused by the Communist Rebellion. PPO was then revised during 1971 because of the riots that started in 1969 that wanted to revoke the license of newspaper organizations that were spreading fake news, being offensive and were harming the national development goals. After that, the new laws PPPA Section 3 state that publication need to get new license every year, which can be cancelled anytime without judicial review. Thus, anything that do not go with the Malaysian government laws can't be published, and minister has the authority to give the license to anyone. Moreover, in Section 7, they have talked about any material that is harmful to public order, security, foreign relations can't be published or even circulated through. Furthermore, anything that may seek public opinion or may harm public or national interest was not allowed to be published. As per Section 8, there would be the hefty fine up to 20,000 ringgit or an even jail time for those editor, journalists and printer that print anything without verifying it. This PPPA takes freedom from the people of Malaysia and give power to Malaysian government to let circulate news that they seem compatible. At present, this was done with the intent. So if this type of things are restricted, foreign media won't have the material to show the government in a negative way to Malaysian and well globally, and so that Malaysian people do not get divided among each other with having separate news. Through this law, especially opponent political parties were threatened on taking away their license. For example, Parti Islami Se-Malaysia, PAS, own Hakka. Not only their license was threatened to terminate, but also they were restricted to 2 publications a week to 2 publications a month, and only to past political party member and not to general public. Now, I will talk about the suggestion. So this need to be improved, and the regulation of media must be uplifted, as if the Malaysian government current and previous performance will not be shared with public, which is a due right of any local to know its government performance. Moreover, it is a good act when it comes to distribution of false news and publication of indecent content. If everything will be published as per national and government interests, the corruption will also be hidden, which will weaken Malaysian economy and social community in the future. Hence, they should make amendment and give freedom to publication. Next, I'll pass to another person to continue the laws.
Hello, my name is Teng, and now I'm going to talk about the Communication and Multimedia Act from 1998. In the Communication and Multimedia Act, which came in place of Broadcasting Act, it is said that the government has the authority to regulate all types of broadcasting, including the internet. The authority is given to MCMC, which is Malaysia Communication and Multimedia Commission, that they have the duty to promote and regulate the content in the industry that goes with the communication and multimedia laws in the country. The MCMC is also given the duty to promote the government's national policy through communication and multimedia platforms. In addition, even though they have given certain freedom to the internet, but the MCMC, being under control of EWC, has power to take action against the internet and media users. For example, during 2008, MCMC has blocked a website known as malaysiatoday.net. This was done under Section 263 of the Act, as they said that the commentaries done there was not good as they were insensitive and almost provoking people and to do something unlawful. So the suggestion for the Communication and Multimedia Act 1998, there have always been a way where content can be obtained even after getting blocked. Censoring it and blocking it is not a solution. Also, many foreign companies would be resistant to invest in Malaysia, as if their content may be a threat of getting blocked by Malaysian government, so it is suggested to remove all the censorship and block over media.
Hello, my name is Nick and I'll be actually talking about the Film Censorship Act. So the Film Censorship Act 2002 states that any film that is launched or viewed inside Malaysia should be certified by the Board of Censorship under this Provision Act. No one is actually allowed to launch or show. So a film that actually has not been passed through the censorship board will actually not be launched, and this affects the media freedom of Malaysia as the government is stopping the citizens to get an outside view of what the different countries are like and what are the difference between a developing country and underdeveloped countries. The example of this can be the movie Bangladesh, which was directed by Lim Wei and was banned in Malaysia as it violated the Film Censorship Act, as this movie actually pointed fingers towards the country's security, national security, and promoted heterosexual behavior. So what we have suggested is actually the government of Malaysia should actually allow the viewership of films that show its citizens about the reality of government instead of letting them live in the shadows that they have been created by the past rulers. This type of movie created changes and ignite passions in the citizens of the country to raise power for their rights. Moreover, this movie should be allowed to be viewed as they create soft corner in people for those that have migrated and that they should be have received. Next, I'll following on with the Sedition Act 1948. This Sedition Act 1948 was actually introduced in Malaysia during 1948 by British during colonial rule. However, it's still in use. According to this act, Malaysians are not allowed to use any speech, publication, or act in a way that would contempt the 9th Royal Sultan of Malaysia or its government. Also, the act is sued to protect people to keep and incite any type of hatred between different types of region and race. If done, one can also face jail and hefty fines. In 2003, an online publication in Malaysia, which is Malaysia Kini, was temporarily shut down after it criticized the Malaysia Special Right by comparing it to the youth wing of government with the Ku Klux Klan.
So, the suggestion for Sedition Act 1948 that this act should be repealed, and it is suggested that people of Malaysia should be given their freedom of speech and they should be allowed to express their opinion freely about the royal family, government, or anything. However, laws that protect religion and stop passing negative comments against them are encouraged and should be effective.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about the Official Secret Act of 1972. So, the Official Secret Act of 1972 prohibits the spreading of the information that is classified as the official secret of the government. This act is derived to the Official Secret Act of the United Kingdom. This act was amended in the year 1986, after it was criticized for lacking clarity. After it was amended in 1986, the opposition and the NGOs that were in the fear of this act being misused, person or organization would face harsh punishment involving in disclosing of government information. For example, in 2013, a news blogger, Teng, who was 26 years old, posted his blog that highlights the corruption in Malaysia's internal security system. So, for the suggestion, as the act was going to reduce the transparency of the government, had with people and the government would keep secretive. Also, this act has been stated into the press as an alternative government gazette. So, finance showed and proved corruption of the government, and if this act were made, the money of people would be looted by the government without them knowing. So, that's the end of my part. Thank you.